After the whistle, we go.
Mpuko launches it. No contest because that kick was very flat, received by Colin April, and CPUT spreading the ball from the word go, as they are known to do. In over the ball, Mihaly Nchukana with the pink shorts, player that rocks in the previous match against TUT, the match in which WSU secured this semi-final spot. It's Erasmus. Oh, there's a chance here for WSU. In possession now, not too far out from the CPUT line. Short ball from WSU, working in there. Nchukana. Letana. Keeping things simple. Or the WSU All Blacks. Letana. Short ball again. This time it's Mason Wabeng. Letana. Using the front rankers, WSU, very clever this play. They might have the advantage up front, where CPUT have scored many more tries than them. Their backline play is ferocious.
Thank you.
Letana directing the troops, slowing the ball down. More good work by WSU, presenting the ball extremely well. CPUT now competing on the deck, slightly untidy, and it's them again. Men over the ball for CPUT. They seem to be convinced it should be coming back on their side, but the contest is allowed to continue by referee Mbewu before the penalty is awarded to the home team.
Okay, next time, just show me you want to play positive.
Well, an early error from CPUT. Gifted possession back to WSU, and they built up numerous phases, but at the end, outstanding presence at the ruck from the home side to win the penalty. And a lovely touch finder from Randy Brinkhuis.
Okay, but the mark, let's just take a half a meter from it. Give you a mark, just take a half a meter from it. And make sure they're in line with you. Wait, Black, at the back.
Keaton Consul feeds the line out. Running now, CPUT. This is great to see. On the inside is Mputa. Bucha Mputa put to deck. Fine contest at the breakdown by Mihaly Morsi. Erasmus working the back line early. It's Yurik Lewis. And still on they go through October. He sends it to Brinkhuis. Brinkhuis breaking through the tackles. You can hear the crowd rise to the CPUT side as they get the ball in hand. They are exciting. D'Angelo Williams gets it out of the contact. Seeking gaps, that's gone forward through the hands of Colin April. And advantage will not accrue. Scrum down to WSU. Some excitement early on.
We all started with structured line-out work, a good, clean two-handed take, and immediately Bucha Mputu showing why he is one of the players out there that has been exceptional for this home side. We love to talk about clinical execution.
Number 9, stay in my left.
Ball not finding hand, unfortunately, for CPUT. Was a good build-up. First scrum of the game, Paul. This is where bread and butter is earned.
And from in the match which CPUT won at Buffalo City, there were 16 scrums to 8 in favor of WSU. So the scrum might be something that they bank on to get the wood over CPUT.
Clear advantage in pack weights for WSU, 812 kilograms. They pride themselves in this set piece.
Bind. Sit. Steady now.
Patience from Letana. He's waiting for the WSU scrum to set. That looks solid. And that's to Mapuko. Short ball is to Nyembe. Nyembe now looking down into the eyes of Brinkhuis. Nyembe shapes him up. Inside ball. The contact fighting his way through is October. Sorry, is Mapuko.
Leave it now. 12.
Breakdown now.
Leave it, captain.
Referee Mbewu shouting out for Yurik Lewis to let go of the ball. It's been freed by Kakwana. Exciting break from WSU. Within the first 3 minutes of the match, they are bearing down on the try line. Klakwana! Klakwana! That is a high tackle. We're playing advantage. The try could still be on. Charge at the line by Nchukana. Nchukana again. CPUT have got to reorganize the defense. What a steal that is from Amir Hendricks. Looks like it's coming back on the side of the Belvillians, but there's trouble.
Just a penalty only against Blue. Happy?
Yeah.
Time back on. High tackle here.
It's a definite hard tackle, dangerous. Anything around the neck, shoulder, head area is deemed as dangerous. And was that a try-saving hard tackle? Paul Stubbs.
And play away from his arm.
Penalty advantage. WSU have opted for the scrum. They banked themselves in this area of the game.
Fresh scrum looked great. Look at the set here. WSU 5 meters out from the CPUT line. We will have a reset. That might just have been a try-saving high tackle, Vam, as you say. Lusanda Klakwana, he scored 5 tries this year, top scorer for WSU.
Conditions underfoot are slightly slippery. There has been some heavy rainfall in Cape Town, so we could expect quite a few restarts at scrum time. But there's a lovely blind area available.
Crouch. Fine. Sit.
Tatana to feed. Standing behind the scrum is Madichu. Madichu goes blind, and breaking blind is Morsi. Morsi reaching out. No more hands requested. Tatana gets it away quickly and charging forward. Chukana. Chukana, can he present? Held up over the line. Piling on the early pressure, WSU.
Oh, it's continuous pressure from WSU, but well defended. Up to the task is the home side. Ball is clearly in the air, and therefore it will be a reset scrum, another scrum for this WSU side. Not much space available on the blind. WSU need to play to the wheel.
Matana. Penalty against WSU. Is that for scrumming in? Pumzile and Bill has made his decision, and the CPUT players extremely happy about that.
On the 5.
CPUT players extremely happy. Their front row, and in typical fashion, the little scrum off, George Lee Erasmus getting in the face of the front row from WSU, but clearly going to ground as the loose head prop, Solani Loki.
You may notice that this touch finder did not achieve great distance, and it's been stolen clean. Running straight at the line is Mushwana. Offering up chances to WSU early on here. And the boys from Belleville. Letana gets it clear again, and WSU are keeping it real simple. Quick ball now from Letana. This could spell trouble for CPUT. What a tackle! Sending back Kolani Loki. Letana to the blind now. Kakwana lining up his opposition, and the pass is to Madichu. Well tackled. Letana. Chopped down is Mason Wabenglen. Letana. Passes out the back from Mushwa. Now looking for gaps on the loop is Loki. Loki dragged down short. It's come loose. Is that legal? Yes, it is. Backwards is the call, and CPUT have held strong once more. 7 minutes and 20 seconds of defense, and now can they break out? The pass was from Brinkhuis to Andrews, and Andrews works his way upfield admirably. This crowd is aching for CPUT to get more ball, to run this ball the length of the field as they are so inclined to do. Turnover ball for WSU. No, the penalty comes the way of CPUT. This is breakfast stuff. We're back at it again, and it's Erasmus. into the scrum half position. October, he does play in the scrum half position provincially. George Lee Erasmus. What an exciting start to this match we have had. Jean-Denis Coetzee carrying that in. October working it wide now. CPUT, it's Malotana on the wing. No, breaking through the tackles. Bucha Mputa. Highly involved whenever CPUT have had the ball, which has not been often. What a frantic start to this match.
Bucha Mputa, he's like a bull in a china shop with ball in hand. Very difficult to stop. He's got such a low center of gravity, but that stat page tells a picture. 34 tackles made in the first 8.5 minutes by this CPUT side. Strong on his feet. He's in one of those kind of moods, Paul. He's going to carry ball all afternoon.
Smiling all the time as well in the midst of the tackle. Wonderful to see these young men enjoying the rugby. Bucha Mputa has had a fine start to the match, but WSU dominating possession territory and making CPUT make tackles. Another rock-solid scrum from WSU and Letana, waiting to drag this one out, and now he does. Off to Mapuko. He hangs a Gary Owen high. Madichu's after it, but receiving it is Malotana. Malotana lines up his man, and he does get it away to Andrews. Christopher Andrews. Andrews with the inside ball, and that is Nele. And the drag to ground, CPUT. Retaining possession, playing it quick. Here's October. October to Consul. Consul with the palm. Top try scorer in the team with 5 tries. Oh, dummying and going. October with the inside ball to Hendricks.
Well, CPUT showing exactly why they've scored 41 tries in this year's campaign. Outstanding interplay between backs and forwards. Timing of the pass, that is what made it. That pass to the inside, and the support play of the big lock forward, Hendricks, at the right place, at the right time. The show and go. Exceptional skills. CPUT showing exactly why they've only lost once in this 2019 Varsity Shield campaign.
Ralton October at the heart of all of that enterprising play for CPUT. Easy for one to see why WSU were trying to control the possession, the territory, making CPUT make tackles, because they can strike back like that. And here's October. And there you have a fine example of just how blustery it is this afternoon. The wind is blowing into October's face as he converts that try and makes the score 7 points to 0.
Well, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Ricky Peterson, the coach of CPUT. The quality of the timing of the pass from this fly half Ralton October, he makes it look so easy, and he creates space for the support runners in time. What Hendricks did well is he came from depth and with pace and with a lot of determination.
Up it goes from WSU. We are back underway. There to receive it is Colin April. Clear tactic from WSU just to knock the ball as long as possible. Use the wind to their advantage from the kickoffs. On the unfortunate side for WSU, CPUT seem keen to run it from their very own try line. They know they have the wind in their face and they cannot kick the ball long distances out into touch. And there it is again. They tap and go just to illustrate the point. Erasmus looking for Bruncase. That was perhaps wild, and they've paid the price WSU will ever put into the scrum. Bum, you were saying before that CPUT have scored 41 tries in this competition. That's the second best after Madibas, who have 44. WSU, on the other hand, 22. So it's very important that they do continue to control this match.
Oh, definitely. So at the moment they're controlling the tempo, the speed of this fixture. And you will expect an unforced or a handling here or there, because it's the kind of rugby they play. Conditions don't favor that kind of rugby today. It might need to be a slightly tighter slightly more clinical, but at the end of the day, it's earned them the right after the round-robin stages to be in a position to compete in a semi-final.
And they deserve it fully. I really think they'll back their set piece, their scrum and their line out more than CPUT, the techies. They did steal the first line out of the techies there on their own 5-meter line when CPUT had the put in.
Bind. 2, 3. Sit.
Let's see how this scrum goes. It has looked like a very steady performance so far from the WSU pack. And that performance continues. They might just be getting the better of CPUT. Happy to run it, and it is Mapuko. Or to Tlakwana. Tlakwana to ground, he does present it. Atana. Coming on the angle and met well is Bonging Kosi Mushwa. Driving over the ball now, techies. No hands on the ball is the call, and Atana gets it away. Always working for space in the midfield. Are the WSU front rankers. Loki on that occasion, and it's away to Mjaku, cutting straight through. There's Lituka. Lituka looking for gaps on the outside. Could not find a supporting player. Slightly static from all surrounding.
Blue options.
Lituka goes through the gap.
Options.
Ball in two hands. Great doubts with the defense. There, unfortunately, that ball not going to hand. Looking for the recycle. Offload in the tackle.
Looking very dangerous on the run though, WSU. They have strike power of their own. That's a much better line-out from the techies. It's Anet Beba, Salman at the front of the line-out. And they're running again is Bucha Mputa. Mputa, just meters and meters that he makes. October on the loop. That's gone around Bruncase, and it's out to Malotana. Malotana looking for gaps on the outside. Back inside the Bruncase. He's well wrapped up now. Has he got a knee to ground? It would appear not. The maul is called, and WSU, that will be music to their ears. They just wait for the call from the referee, and Mr. Pumzile Mbeu does oblige. It will be a scrum to the visitors.
We took it in.
Good work by the Pogo Morigu. Ball held in there, so it will be a turnover. And it will be WSU to feed at the scrum.
He's complaining that you're going in. Just go straight, please.
There in the center of the scrum, top try scorer for CPUT with 5, Keaton Consul.
Point. Sit.
The Tana to feed the scrum. So many scrum feeds already for WSU. And it works out for them because their scrum is wonderful, and now they are working it the way they should be, milking penalties out of CPUT if they are there on offer. On this occasion, they do not get one, and it's Morsi breaking from the back. Turnover ball for CPUT. Not enough support in place. I think it was Bucha Mputa who got there. October with the chip over the top. That might not work out. What a tackle in the midfield, though. Driving backwards is Lunati Ngele. Atana frees it. Almost space appearing for Nyembe. Advantage now to CPUT. Trying to get to ground. Stebogo Madigu. Looking for something. George Lee Erasmus almost got wrapped up. And October gets the pass away. Look at this offloading game. Salman. The ball is still alive. Lunati Ngele. Still working it here, CPUT. Looking for gaps in the very heart of the WSU defense.
Tackle now!
Tackle called as the man got his knees to ground and he must be released. Erasmus sends it right. Oh, a hospital pass delivered from October to his outside centre, Ngele. And now CPUT are getting wrapped up on the outside. That was an aggressive hit.
Penalty here, playing the guy in the air.
This is why the penalty occurred. Players' feet were off the ground and therefore penalty. Slightly compromised the timing of the tackle, trying to get in the face with a rush defense technique. The speed of the game is compromising the defensive technique of the
That guy,
WSU side.
there was a tackle and he was the first man in. You didn't support your guy.
And with that, the first quarter of the match is done. We have a strategy break in the middle of each half in Varsity Cup and Varsity Shield competitions. I always have a gripe with that law of a player being tackled after he jumps from a pass, but that's for another day. For now, we have an interview on the touchlines with Sam Ludidi.
Well, I'm with the rugby officers from CPUT, Sikila. We mentioned a little bit earlier that you guys have come together quite late in terms of the season, but you've managed to make it all the way to the semi-finals. Talk to us about what that means to the club.
Yeah, with us as a club, it means a lot. We've come from a difficult era. As you know, it was last year. It was a bit touch and go. We had new staff, new coaching staff brought on board, and then we also got a number of new players into the team. So they took a bit of time to gel. But we're here now.
But you've got the opportunity now to turn things around and perhaps build what could be a good empire for CPUT rugby.
Yes, this is a great start for us. It's the first time in the semis, and we want to build on that. Try and build a sport here. As you know, we've been struggling a bit, but now tables are turning. So we're trying to build on that, and then going forward, going to the finals, we're definitely going to go into the finals, and then want to win that as well.
60 minutes of rugby still to be played. How is CPUT going to get to that final?
Look, we worried a bit earlier when the rain was falling because our game is spreading it wide, playing coast to coast. I see WSU is trying to dominate us up front, so we're trying to prevent that from happening. And then if they hold the holes and we're able to spread the ball, then we're going to win the game.
Well, that's it from the Steers Strat break. Back to you guys in the commentary box.
Well, ready to get back into action. CPUT having a lot of ball in hand, and they're running it from deep. The wind is blowing into their face. Just to let you know, these two teams are coming in on some hot form. CPUT beat UKZN 62 points to 40 in their last match. And WSU are coming off a victory against TUT where they won away from home 13 points to 40. We are back underway. And then Letana getting that one away, and it is off to Nyembe. WSU looking to capitalize on broken play. Thought he had the wood over the man there, Madihu, but he found out otherwise from Asisipo Malatana. Gotuana in the 2 jersey. Trying to test the CPUT defenses. Here's Nlem.
Leave it now, leave it blue.
Letana. Looked to be setting up a kick, and a kick it is from Mapuko. Underneath it is Brunkes. It is well received, and he does call the fair catch in the Varsity Shield and Varsity Cup. You can call what is effectively a mark anywhere on the field if you catch the ball clean. Good meters by CPUT. Can they protect their ruck ball? Yes, they can. It's Erasmus. October. And that's off to Lewis. Lewis looking for gaps, and he's lost control of the ball at the last moment after occupying 3 defenders. Good fight from Mengele to get over there and get the ball, but it will be yet another scrum to WSU. They've had so many already.
Ball in hand is very dangerous. Jurek Lewis, fortunately losing control and gifting possession back to the WSU side.
Just try and go straight. Crouch. Bind.
Might have noticed that the sun has begun to shine down on us here in Cape Town. We're very fortunate for that. There wasn't that much rain this morning. It fell very strongly in a short burst. And in a short burst right now, WSU are earning themselves a penalty with scrum power. Away comes Mossy. Mossy with the pop pass.
No advantage.
We know how dangerous Mhlali Mossy is with ball in hand. He did have support on the inside in the form of the little scrum off Inyantana. Maybe he should have let the ball go slightly earlier. But they did milk the penalty from the scrum.
That may become telling, mightn't it, Vim? The way this WSU scrum is dominating here in the opening 20 minutes. The trend would suggest it may only get worse.
We always like to call it big games are won up front and big games are won on big defense.
Great line out in the end from WSU. CPUT almost getting up to contest, but they did not. Trying to set the rolling maul. It is twisting and turning at the moment, but now they have some consistency and they are rolling forward. CPUT coming in from the side, perhaps collapsing that. Then another advantage comes the way of WSU. Ngatana looking to drop the shoulder, Yamkele Nyema. Keaton Consul, he was ready for that foot race.
7. Collapsing more.
Well, the penalty is against Anand Seba Salman for collapsing that maul, swimming around that maul and pulling it down.
Balls. Short.
It's a good driving maul. The structures there slightly upright. The body positions of the WSU side, but clearly coming in from the side and collapsing a driving maul with forward momentum. I tend to agree with this decision, Paul. It is a semi-final. You've had continuous pressure. You've come away with no spoils. It is an opportunity to add some points on the board and to calm the nerves a bit.
Been scoring points galore for WSU this year, has Tlakwana. Five tries this year for Tlakwana. He's also hit 15 conversions and 1 drop goal. Very simple, a run up to the ball, and with the wind behind him, he nails the penalty, and it's 7 points to 3. We may be seeing a clash of styles here in Belleville, as WSU are recognizing that CPUT have the wind in their sails. They want to run it from everywhere.
Remember last time I refed you, I gave you a yellow card, still a yellow card, so I don't want to do that. Discipline.
October. Very contestable kick. He is launched. CPUT hands there, and they do knock the ball on.
And black.
Different approach from WSU, who have been launching the kickoffs deep.
Well, it's a good kick chase from Amir Hendricks. Finger tipping and knocking that ball on, so it will be a set-piece advantage for the WSU side. In the last scrum, they did get a slight bit of dominance, winning a penalty at the set-piece. Let's see what happens from this scrum, Paul.
Oh, look at that. If you had been here this morning in Cape Town, you would have believed the rain would never have stopped falling. But we do have some sunshine now pelting down. We are truly blessed here in the Varsity Shield.
Problems on the loose head side for the WSU side. Solani Loki going straight to ground.
No doubt WSU are more than happy to see the scrum battle play out. 27 minutes almost now down on the clock, and WSU trying to work another penalty. This time it goes against them. Oh, it backfires big time, and CPUT have a big chance. Decision-making time.
Well, a scrum penalty going against the tight head of the WSU side, scrumming in. The call comes from the assistant referee. Scrumming in and up is the call.
October launches it. And with the breeze dying down, he fails to convert. CPUT have only hit 4 penalties this entire season, so that was very much out of character for them to be kicking at posts right now. Mapuko, first year student at WSU, kicks it to Bruncase. Bruncase to October. CPUT wasting no time. It's Erasmus. Defense strong on the outside, almost shaking off Nyembe. But the tackle was made. Erasmus so key to the CPUT game plan with the quick ball. Jandri Kutsia carrying it that time. Erasmus dummies left, heads right to October, who's flat to the line. The ball picked up off the ground by Christopher Andrews.
No.
Erasmus, October, cutting back on the angle is Bradley van Boven. Erasmus gets that away well, October, and they're playing flat to the line now. Charging at them is Colin April. April beats another, and he's tackled on the 22. What a take by Erasmus. He's looking for support. The inside ball is to Yurik Lewis.
Lost it now.
Piling in now. Can they keep the ball moving quickly? It's Erasmus to the outside, over the top of everybody's head, and it all breaks down.
Outstanding play and an outstanding break by Colin April. The interplay between backs and forwards was so good, it was like music to my eyes. But unfortunately, the last pass out wide needed to be clinical. It needed to be implemented to perfection. That is where you make the difference in a semi-final.
Well, the UWC grounds are just a stone's throw away from this campus. And it is very reminiscent of the way UWC used to play in this Varsity Shield, the way CPUT does. Throw into the line out. WSU untidily managed to gather that ball, and it is Masonwa Banglam. He's done a fair bit of carrying in the first half during the times when WSU were camped outside of the Techies line. Mapuko. A clean strike into touch. And WSU gets some relief.
Well, it wasn't Ngem that cleaned up the problem at the line-out, and the exit plan is good. It's a good touch finder under pressure.
Just a reminder at the bottom of your screen how skin-tight this match was in the round-robin stage in East London. That tackle slipped up over the shoulder, but on their play with Bruncase. Bruncase staying on his feet well. Relentless pressure of CPUT. They really make a team sweat. Here's October looking for options, and he finds Amir Hendricks playing under an advantage now. With an extra spring in their step, CPUT. Flat ball from Ngele. Erasmus, so full of energy, as is Jandri Kutsia. That time taking on Mushwa. Inside ball is to Consul, and he is well marshaled. George Lee Erasmus heading backwards at this ruck as WSU contest well. And we will head back for the advantage. No. Oh, they still wanted to tap and go again. October, they give you no time to breathe at all.
For high tackle, penalty there where my AR is pointing. Penalty here.
Oh, there was an array of penalty advantage. That's the first one, a definite hard tackle. Anything around the neck and shoulder areas is deemed as dangerous.
lining up another shot at posts. This is very contrary to the free-flowing style of CPUT. Only 4 penalties kicked this whole season, as I mentioned previously. So perhaps this is the finals mode. They want to take all the points that they can get. Apparently only leading by 4.
Oh, you hit that right on the head, Paul. Semi-final time. Opportunity to get your hands on some silverware. When you're in the right areas, convert pressure into points.
Ralton October from Muscle Bay. He adds another 3 points to the CPUT tally. It's a 7-point match here in Bellville. Played at scrum off for the Boerland Currie Cup First Division side. Did Ralton October, clearly multi-talented. Mapuko. This one difficult to field for CPUT, and it comes flying all over the place.
Option. It's a knock into touch.
How many times from a restart do we see an error from the side that has just converted pressure into points? A kickoff is about ownership, claiming that ball, making the call, and no call came there.
The feed is from Keaton Consul, lucky to come away with this ball, CPUT, but they've made the most of that line out. Live wire center Yurik Lewis is testing WSU at all times, men over the ball for WSU. They do not manage to steal. It's George Lee Erasmus, and Brunghase almost breaking through. What a tackle that was. Mihaly and Chukano, no, it has been deemed high. Number of penalties now piling up against WSU. They're going to have to watch out. A couple of those high tackles. Lewis with endless energy in this first half, of which there are almost 5 minutes left. Where has the time gone? So few points scored, but it has been such a ferocious contest between two clearly well-matched teams. But if the Techies can get their running play going, WSU look like they might have problems. They've got problems right now.
We're playing advantage for high tackle there.
Right.
There was another 1-4 there. You guys keep on infringing. I'm giving you now a team warning on high tackles. Give you a minute, tell your players, please.
What's numerous penalties, hard tackle after hard tackle, but the reason why hard tackles are coming into play is due to the fact that the speed of play from this CPUT side is compromising defensive techniques of this WSU side. It's the WSU captain that gets called into the headmaster's office, warned, and asked to have a chat to his side.
Brunghase for the touchline. You'll notice that his kicks are not so challenging anymore as they were at the beginning of this half. The wind has truly changed. The sun has come out to shine, and this could have a big effect on the advantage CPUT thought they may have been getting by playing into the wind in the first half. That drifted well offline from Keaton Consul. October looking for gaps of his own this time.
No more hands!
Rucker said no more hands called. Erasmus quick to tidy up. Amir Hendricks onto the ball. Inside pass to Consul. More great defense from WSU, disrupting these offloads of CPUT, which are the lifeblood of their play. Bakwana cannot collect the ball in attack. And we will have yet another scrum, this one coming the way of WSU with less than 4 minutes to play in this half. This represents a very important opportunity for them to move upfield.
Well, there's their type of play. They like to offload the ball and tackle to keep forward momentum. And another unforced error from the CPUT side, gifting possession back to the WSU.
Bind. Sit!
Letana to feed. Look at this WSU scrum looking to work again. Letana. On the outside now is Lituka. Seeking gaps in that CPUT line. They haven't had much opportunity. Have the outside backs of WSU. Most of their players been powering through the forwards. And Mjaku continues that trend. Here's Latana. Oh, that's gone behind the backs of all the players. There's trouble on here. Oh, October was almost through. He was being held as well. That's the kind of broken play that the Techies can capitalize on, but it is a penalty to WSU.
A penalty going against Bradley van Boven. Penalty count 6 CPUT, 5 to WSU.
Van Boven, just one of the first years in the CPUT side, as well as D'Angelo Williams, Tembelani Njaru, and Darren Alexander on the bench.
Clearly in the middle of the picture, Bradley van Boven totally offside, not retreating behind the last man's feet. With 2 minutes left in this first half, and at this line-out, you can expect WSU to throw everything at this line-out, including the kitchen sink, Paul.
Looks like the sun will be shining directly in the eyes of all the line-out jumpers. Should provide extra intrigue. It's hooked back onto the WSU side by Mihaly Morsi, pardon me. Mihaly Nchukana, his captain in the number 7 jersey with the pink shorts on. This is Loki. To the supporting line. Lituka caught behind the gain line, cutting that move off.
Use it.
Matana. He's worked well in the 9 jersey. More work from the front rankers of WSU. They like to set their attacking plays up. Once more, it is Nlem.
New advantage, blue offside.
Another advantage coming the way of WSU. These tactics are really starting to pay off. Taking time off the clock, working the CPUT defense. Wonderful pass from Kakwana. Space on the outside, they're still moving. It's a Nyambe. Nyambe caught up in the tackle. No, it's Morsi. Can he get to ground? The Techies have piled in around him, and it's a maul called. WSU are driving this towards the touchline. Which way is this going to go? It's all up to Mr. Pumzile Mbeu. So WSU ball in this line out.
There's a mark here.
WSU have been very direct with ball in hand, and then they create space out wide. They earn the right to play wide and create space. Reason being, they direct. Their ball retention is good. And once again, late in this first half, opportunities.
What a massive opportunity it is. Bonging coursing Mushwa. Mushwa receives. Look at this maul. Oh, it's moving. This one is moving. WSU start piling in. They need to go for the throat here. They've got to go right for the kill. Over the line, Mushwa. Mushwa at the back, and they've scored at the death of the first half.
Oh, they made it look so easy. Firstly, two-handed line-out take. A little bit upright in there, driving more, but there's control. Nothing that CPUT can do. Take a look at the ball in hand of the big lock forward, Muswa. And that was just too easy, Paul.
Oh, WSU will be over the moon with the way they've finished this first half. Look at that scoreline. This against a team that scored 60-plus points just last weekend. The second top try-scoring team in this competition. WSU have come down here to Cape Town with a well-set plan, and they are executing that to perfection. They could go into the break level away from home. That one will not be adding anything to the tally. And as the final whistle blows a close to the first half, it is WSU who will be walking into the change rooms feeling a bit better about themselves, although they trail by 2 points. They've lost all the matches at home this season. They've won all their matches away, and they're away for the semi-final. The WSU All Blacks from Buffalo City still trailing to the might of CPUT, who have had a watershed year, but 1 try apiece. It is the Techies leading in Belleville by 10 points to 8. Second place, third here in Belleville, and we are underway. Right after your ad break, there is no time to wait for the action on your World of Champions. This is the Varsity Shield semi-final number 1. The second semi-final is coming up just after this match, starting around 7 p.m. Maul called, and WSU will have to recycle this. It does not look like it will be coming back. Scrum down to the home side.
Ball was carried in, kept in the air. Maul called by the referee, so therefore a turnover. Perfect start for the CPUT side in the second half. Their coach, Ricky Peterson, team slogan is one team, one family. Let me tell you one thing, Paul, a brotherhood is being formed at this university.
No doubt about that, Vam. They've been working on getting their rugby program together for a while, only included in the Varsity Shield in 2017. Best finish was 5th place, and now here they are in the semi-finals with the opportunity of going through to the big show. That scrum has not gone their way, and this could be a real spanner in the works, couldn't it, Vam? The scrum battle was being won by the WSU All Blacks in the first half.
Well, it is a micro battle being won up front by this WSU side. A micro battle means a psychological advantage. And like I said earlier on, in any semi-final, big games are won up front with hard work, with your hard forwards, direct rugby. They ended the first half in perfect fashion at WSU. And let's remind the people out there, WSU have only won away from home in this competition this year.
And here they are in Belleville, away from Buffalo City, and the feeding the scrum is Letana. Industrious first half he had, controlling the pace of WSU's play. That scrum is well controlled. No penalty will come from it. Mapuko in the fly-out position gets it off to Nyembe. Energetic running throughout the first half. Of CPUT nabbed this one, it would appear that they have. It's Bucha Mputa who lit up the opening moments of this match. He's still fighting for it in there. All sorts being allowed to happen by Pumzile Mbeu, who's now called them all. CPUT did take it in, and it will be WSU's put into the scrum. What an interesting start to the second half. Almost 3 minutes gone. We've had 2 mauls held up, and it will be another scrum now to WSU in their own half in the center of the field.
Here's the mark, let's go.
Well, it's well recovered by Mputa. But then outstanding work from the WSU side to keep the ball in the air. You can see a collective effort from Mapuka, the fly half and his scrum half in there on the ball, forcing the turnover.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Speaking to the WSU team manager, Nsika Mgijima, he informed me that the props were not expected to do well this season for WSU, but they really have excelled. Kolani Loki and Mason Wabe Nlem, who's played Border Currie Cup First Division. And those two clearly at the heart of this WSU scrum performance. A scrum which they are well knowledgeable is stronger than CPUT, evidenced by the round-robin match in Buffalo City.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
It's a 2-point match. Last time they met, they were separated by 6. Poor handling here at the start of the first half. Nerves certainly playing a part with plenty of these players. And those nerves are beginning to show as they are bundled into touch. Very untidy rugby in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Drift pass, not finding hand. That is where we need to be clinical in this game. It's almost like they've gone to a shadow boxing period again, Paul, feeling each other out. I can tell you one thing, preliminaries are over. First half is done. We're in the second.
And it's all on the line now. Next team to score is really going to put the heebie-jeebies on their opposition. WSU managing to smuggle that ball out of the ruck, out of the maul rather. Thokozani Ngodwana says he is a number 12 trapped in a hooker's jersey. WSU attacking from deep. That's a fine line run once more by Nyembe. He's been testing the defense of CPUT all match long. Atana. There's Mushwa, try scorer for WSU. More crash ball, still in their own half. Stepping one closer to the ruck this time and taking it as Nyembe. A special ball runner he is, that much is clear. Ngodwana, and on the outside, WSU now continue. CPUT defenders getting into position, and Nyembe goes to ground again. Letana taking it low as Ngodwana. More fine running, Letana there to clear quickly. This is good, quick ball for WSU, and the danger man Kakwana in possession. Here's Lituka. Lituka isolated CPUT players on the ball, but well cleared. Letana. Olani Jacobs. Jacobs trying to hold his feet. He goes to ground. His favorite music is Enya. Make of that what you will. Here comes Mapuko back on the angle. Mushwa. WSU with far more positive play now. They'll be happy to be in the techies half. Atana. That's around the back to Mapuko. Well tackled in the midfield. That CPUT player not rolling. He does get out of the way eventually. The ball slowing down phase by phase for WSU. And it's Loki now behind the gain line. Atana. Kakwana trying to find the gap in the techies defense. There's nothing there for him, but now WSU are well in the 22 of CPUT, but who's coming up with the ball again? It's Bucha Mputa. Oh, space on the outside here for Andrews. Andrews, he does find Brunkhuis. Brunkhuis will not be touched. He is accelerating to the try line, and it's Brunkhuis for CPUT.
All amazing scenes. Listen to the fans that rock. That try means so much to the locals. Risk-reward rugby. We are most tries scored in modern day rugby from a turnover situation. The ability to evolve play from there. The support and running line of Randy Brunkhuis makes the try and makes it look so easy for the CPUT side.
The fans went absolutely wild. That's what the Varsity Shield is all about. That's what Varsity Rugby is all about. Young, vibrant fans in the stand, screaming for each and every try. And does not CPUT fit the mold of this competition? They run the ball from everywhere. They love their rugby, and we love to watch them play. Alton October adds another 2 to the tally.
Well, it's outstanding play. They work it down the blind side. No room to work with. But look at that. Ball in 2 hands. The ball does the work. Randy Brunkhuis, the man that's studying accountancy, gets his numbers right.
18.
Go, Randy, go. Oh, what a try that was. This is what Varsity Rugby feels like. And that has set this match alight because there are now 9 points separating the teams. That is going to dictate the rest of this half for WSU. They need to claw their way back into this match, and we're less than 10 minutes into the second half. The second half, which they began on the front foot. After a scrappy opening, they looked the more organized. They were deep in CPUT's half. But look at the scoreline now. Launched by Mapuko. What a take that is. It's Wanga Shumi getting underneath the ball for WSU. Just what the doctor ordered. Now just outside the half, the 22-meter line of CPUT, and running at them with intent is Mapuko. Turnover ball for techies. This is just what they want. They want WSU to be frantic. They want the game broken up because they can attack from absolutely anywhere. Now running at them was Madichu. That one has fallen loose. It may be tripped ahead by Christopher Andrews. Andrews is after this. but spectacular cover executed by Wanga Shumi. Shumi still in possession. He finds a scrum off Latana as this game not just been broken up. Oh, this is exhilarating stuff. Latana digging in. He sends it to the right, and then Godwana cuts back onto the inside. Slowing it down now slightly. It's Shumi again. Now working the blind, here's Mihlali Morsi. 2 tries in the promotion relegation match last year. He's got experience with WSU, does Morsi. One of the more impactful players. Almost set up a try for them in the first half. They need to make more use of him. Still running the ball, WSU with serious intent, and cutting through is Kakwana. What a spectacular tackle that was on the outside. Magnificent work from Lunati Nglele, captain of the Techies. And now working his way in Hlumelo Nondonga. Netana. Ngoshwa. Still scoring the only try for WSU this afternoon. Netana. Mapuko trying to work Brinkcase. He does break through the tackle, but he's dragged to ground, and players diving in over the ball. After phases of attack, WSU are frustrated.
Looks like there's a calf problem for Mihlali Morsi. The hard-working number 8 from the WSU side, but at that ruck, after a good build-up of phases, a player going off his feet. Good two-handed take.
And down it comes from the line out. The Techies are attacking. Oh, you know who it is. It's Pucha Mputa. He's everywhere. Oh, and here's the exciting Randy Brinkcase, try scorer. Brinkcase feeds to the inside. April is charging through. It's Erasmus. Erasmus looks for support. What a take that is from Consul. Consul for the line!
Pucha Maputo, he sets the target in the ruck, and they play it down the blind side. The whole WSU pack of forwards migrating towards the ruck, but what makes this try for the CPUT side is the fact that the ball is offloaded in the tackle. Support player was subline in the build-up to this try, but support runners coming from depth and coming at pace. The ball is kept alive. Defense is kept guessing. The rest, Paul Stubbs, is history.
History indeed. Oh, look at this man on the run. Keaton Consul, Cape Town born from Castles Flay Comprehensive. He's in his 4th year of studies of electrical engineering, and are we having a look at one of the passes that will be utterly heartbreaking.
I'm bringing up to you.
Oh no, foul play after the try. So the try will stand. We're trying to see if somebody perhaps dived on Keaton Consul after he scored. Vum, quick question to you. Colin April, the number 8 for CPUT, who'd made that break. Is he not a frightening athlete?
He's a very strong ball carrier. He doesn't die with the ball on the ground. He stays on his feet as long as possible, and the timing of the offload was paramount to make the try for the hooker Consul. We're looking at foul play after the try scored. Looking at first evidence, Paul, it doesn't look that malicious.
Nah, no, it doesn't. Mankwe, Mokonenyana.
So just to recall what you're telling me, Joey, number 19, dive into a player after a try has been scored. The knee at the back, I'm going yellow card at number 19.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Joey. Number 19. Okay, in the end, try you will score, and then, okay. What happened? The try has been scored, but you dived in the guy, and with your knee in his back. So by that, I'd give you a yellow card. Please walk.
Monkwe Mokonanyana receives a yellow card for that play after the try.
Correct, correct. Let's go.
Grant in October had 18 conversions coming into this match, and he's added yet another to that list.
Once again, the catalyst in the start of the move is Randy Brinkhurst. But the timing of the offload and the tackle, support run of the hooker, who's been a live wire console, that is what earned a yellow card to Mokanyana. Ill discipline. WSU cannot afford that at all. The next 10 minutes, they will be in 14, and CPUT are rampant.
Well, that really is a match turner there. Oh, wow, going straight for points. Wow. I mean, in basketball, this is like fouling somebody going for a three-pointer. Because the 7 points for the try have been scored, the player's going off with a yellow card, and you could be punished once more with 3 points for the penalty before kicking off to the opposition again. Is that not quadruple punishment for your sins?
Well, that is penalty number 8 that WSU have conceded in this fixture.
Ralton October. Oh, what a kick that is! 50 meters, dead center on the field. Oh, he's got the skills.
Number 9.
What a turnaround of events. It's 27 points to 8 in the blink of an eye.
9 black, start.
New man on the field is Ngeno. Sakele Ngeno for WSU who have restarted and contesting the ball again. What a wonderful take from Wanga Shumi. Back-to-back takes off the kickoff, fighting against the much larger Amir Hendricks. But WSU are now behind the gain line and fighting for possession of the ball. The Techies are over it, and it's a turnover to the try scorer, Keaton Consul.
Holding on. He's the first man in. Holding on.
Fantastic work by Keegan Consul at the breakdown. He's got such a low center of gravity and so strong on the hips. Quick tap penalty from CPUT.
And off they go. Erasmus spreading it wide. It's through the hands of Lewis. Oh, wrapped up in the tackle. Well brought to ground by Nchukana. Inside ball from George Lee Erasmus. They just seem keener. They've got more players ready for the offloading game. Do the Techies. Amir Hendricks with a fine take in the midfield. Beyond the defensive line now. That has popped. Oh, also got a bit of a scuffle going on.
Step back.
Very well controlled. Good to see the spirit of those two players backing away from that situation.
Time off.
Let's see if that was enough to avoid any further sanction.
Fall back. Just put the ball down, please.
Well, this is why a bit of handbag throwing occurred. Tackled without the ball, and obviously D'Angelo Williams not happy about the whole situation.
John thought I was busy with this play over here because he's concussed over here, but John has more information for you. Yeah. I'll go over there, the late tackle 6 black.
Yeah, okay, 6 black.
If you can just check potential punches after the late tackle.
Okay.
Definitely tackled without the ball by Njuku.
Joey?
Well, as it stands, we're trying to get an angle on the action. Otherwise, people might just get away scot-free here. There's an allegation of some punches being thrown. We saw some of that on the weekend between Akka van der Merwe and Skalk Brits, both fighting for the same position in the Springbok squad, of course.
Black.
There is try scorer Randy Brinkhurst. Scored a fair few this season. He's worn the pink shorts twice as the player that rocks.
Seems like your players don't want to be in this field of play.
It seems that he might have taken a shot to the face.
Late tackle, that's a problem. Okay. That's a problem. Late tackle. That's not in the sportsmanship. So now I gave you a warning before halftime that talk to your players to gather their discipline together. I'm now giving you a warning in the second half. Anything in foul play, I'm going to act on it. Go tell your players that it's going to be a penalty against you. Late tackle.
Mohlali Ngukana, the captain of WSU, getting called in to the headmaster's office. WSU have been warned about their discipline on the field. They already have a yellow card, and the penalty count is mounting, which is putting them under immense pressure. A, it's keeping CPUT in the right areas of the field, and B, Paul, it's keeping that scoreboard ticking over.
Ticking over big time, trailing by 19 points before this situation. Oh, they've turned away from the posts. What a statement this is. Bruncase is kicking for the touchline. They reckon they've got these guys wrapped up. One more try and WSU will be buried. Changes coming onto the field. Changes up front. That looks like a lock without a doubt. Yes, it is. Consoles coming off the field for Becky Tambet Klibitole.
25 and 2 blue.
And we have Van Boven coming off the field as well for Xavier Myberg. What a big lineup this is. Receiving it is Amir Hendricks. They try to set the rolling maul. WSU on the defensive, perhaps lucky to have 14 players on the field right now. Trying to get over the ball is their captain, Courageous.
No, leave it.
Without regular captain this afternoon, Pumlani Blau, fearless leader of this side, and CPUT running at them. The inside ball from Lewis. The clear out superb from Nglele.
Advantage 15. Offside.
October stabs it through. It's far too long.
15, 1-5, offside, 15.
Penalty after penalty now against WSU. This second half has really gone to pieces.
Sakwana being penalized, not behind the last man's feet in the defensive line. But I said it earlier on, the speed of the attacking play of this CPUT side is compromising defensive techniques from WSU. And it's an array of penalties. Penalty number 11 conceded by WSU.
Oh, Randy Brinkhuis, they call him Mr. Holiday. I think he'll have to take a holiday after this match, or maybe after next week if they make the final, because he's cramping hard. Never mind the shot that he took to the face, looked pretty significant as well. He was shaken up on that hit, got strapping on the knee. He's a soldier, this kid. And what a try it was that he scored. Absolutely enthralling brand of rugby that CPUT play. As previously mentioned, very much like the UWC style. However, the UWC style has proven to be very ineffective at the Varsity Cup level, where they're struggling right now.
Well, he has been a catalyst in every attacking play of this CPUT side, and that is outstanding supporting play. Look at the smile on his face. That's what it means to him.
Had time for a little goose step too. That's always something for the people, the goose step. Well, Brinkhuis he's not rising up. Time is back on. He's right behind this line-out. Every chance of the ball crossing his path. What a tackle that is on the impactful Colin April. And it's Erasmus. Is that a drop goal? Off the post. Oh, it's all happening. These two sides are the only two sides who have hit one drop goal each this season. And now on the counter-attack, there may be space. There's big pressure on here. Oh, it's fallen loose. Nobody could get a handle on it for WSU, and that nullified the attacking initiative, but they do get a put into the scrum. It is time to score, and it is time to score right now, but I fear we may be going to a strategy break.
Time off, 15.
Oh, it's a drop goal off the post, and then
Strategy break.
almost breaking out to the WSU side. And you are correct, Paul, we will be going down to a strat break. There will be some concerned words from the WSU coach to his side around the discipline on the field in the second half. It has let them down.
In a big way. And we do have an interview on the touchline, and this match with CPUT are now taking a hold of. And let's see what Sam has to say.
Well, I'm with the FNB fans that fan hard, as we can see here. And you guys have found yourselves the FNB Varsity Shield, but you've also won yourselves 250 Rand courtesy of FNB and e-wallet. Must be happy days considering your team is winning as well.
Yeah, of course, man. Like, we're happy that we get these vouchers. Yeah.
And what are you going to do with your 250 Rand FNB e-wallet?
Support, obviously going to support the CPUT team, yeah.
Big staff here from the CPUT fans. But not only that, we've also got our FNB Strat Master, and things are going really, really well in terms of how CPUT are pulling out the performance here today.
Yes, things are going well for us. The sun is now out, the wind has died down, so it means now it's the perfect time for us to play our natural game of swinging the ball wide and running the fast game.
27 points to 8 on the scoreboard, so CPUT really starting to stretch the lead a little bit. How do they keep in front of this game to get them to the finals?
Okay, our game plan was from the start, run the ball wide and also just make sure proper game management, good in defense, keep our structure, don't get excited when we score the points, just maintain the structure as instructed by the coach.
Cool, calm and collected heads, and as Wim Visser would say in the commentary box, it's ABC rugby that they need to be played here. Back to you guys in the commentary box.
Sam, Wim, thanks you for the shout out. We're up here in the commentary box for the final quarter of the match. Vum, this is really shaped up to be a match where WSU now know exactly what they have to do. There's a clarity to their future in this rugby match.
Oh, definitely so. It also looks like Randy Brinkhuis is being replaced. Pretty much seems signed, sealed and delivered. And their coach, Ricky Peterson, not risking another 20 minutes for their catalyst. Fullback Randy Brinkhuis, who has been paramount in the second half as the tide has turned.
And Mankwe Mokonanyana from Harry Smith. He went to Harry Smith High as well, studying IT. He's in the up-cool stool, and he will be there for the next 3+ minutes. WSU have managed fairly well without him, down to 14 men for these last 7 minutes that they've had to endure. And they would love to score before their player returns to the field.
Still another 3 minutes for the yellow card of Mokinyana, so it is still 8 forwards against 7. You have to love the chit-chat up front. The encouragement from both packs.
And after all the talk, the scrum is set with 7 men. WSU march forward. They have not put their scrum advantage to full use today. Mapuko to the line and smashed on the line. And now scrambling it backwards are WSU to their captain, Nchukana. Nchukana tries to move it. They are looking heavily disjointed now. WSU need to pull themselves towards themselves. That kick is charged down. The chaos continues. And with the man down, this they cannot afford. Popped up out the contact. Indecision, who really wants it now? There could be chances on the break, but they drop the ball cold. And it goes towards the touchline. Every time we come back from a break, these teams have lost their way.
We need to remember, Paul, that WSU are playing catch-up rugby. They're throwing everything at this game in the second half, including the kitchen sink. But you need to stick to your structures. In the first half, they were more direct and they earned the right to play wide. The second half, it's slightly more rushed. Their discipline has let them down. They've conceded 11 penalties. Turnovers in the second half is 7. That's 7 times with ball in hand. You've gifted possession back to the opposition. And we have to say that CPUT have been a lot more structured in the second half, a lot more composed and clinical.
And they deserve everything they're getting now. CPUT, they finished second on the log with 105 points difference and 25 points on the board. WSU in third. They won 3 of their 6 matches. Their points difference was 31. Significantly lower, 74 points lower in fact. And there on your screens are the fervent fans of Belleville. They've been making noise all afternoon.
Oh, they are loving it, and we are loving it. Fans that rock in the Varsity Shield. That's how much it means to this university.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Steady, steady, steady.
With 19 points between the teams.
Use the ball.
Erasmus feeds the scrum, they get it free. The influential Lewis in the centres, it's grabbed through by October. Charge down, can WSU secure possession? The crowd briefly rises to Xavier Myberg cutting the line. No such luck.
7.
Unfortunately for the WSU player, their flower half, Mapuku, knocking the ball on. CPUT have ticked all the boxes all season long. They only lost their opener against the Madibas. Round 1. I must say, Paul, last time out, last week,
Let's go. Here's a marker.
they were rampant against the KZN Impies. They won 62 points to 40. The only concern I have about the 40 points that they conceded, there were 6 tries that they conceded in that fiction. If you go to Madibas and you let tries slip through, you're going to have a problem.
And the tries will slip through out there in Port Elizabeth. Stay tuned after this match. We have the second semi-final coming away. It is Madibas taking on the UKZN. There should be tries galore. WSU moving it down the back line. Smoked just as he was trying to get the measure of it was Takwana, who WSU have struggled to bring into the action this afternoon. October off to Colin April, always full of running, always breaking tackles. October again.
Offside.
Ducking in the midfield was Libitole. Now moving forward. The techies, they want to put this one to bread. It's Bucha Mputa who continues to work. October in the center field. Laying down the law is Amir Hendricks. Erasmus thinks he sees something. It's Libitole. Looking for that ball just briefly was Mouchoir. And now running straight at them is Lewis. Playing an advantage against WSU. Desperation, oh no. Well, he was playing it off the ground there.
21?
Yes, he was.
We talked about it. I have to send you out. Yellow card. 21, that's
Discipline has disintegrated in the ranks of the Walter Sisulu University's first 15.
Short. Yeah.
Mokunyana with a yellow card offence gets back onto the field, and immediately another yellow card earned for Ngena for ill discipline, but the referee had warned Mhlali, their captain. Another vital opportunity.
It was called easy by a teammate on the way, and easy it was for October.
Number 12 might be next.
What a season he continues to have, Ralton October. Supersport Challenge he played for the Boland Cavaliers and the Currie Cup First Division in 2018. Contracted to the Lions for 2 years as well, where he was injured. Very unfortunate. But still a young rugby player with so much to offer. More changes coming on for CPUT. Chad Fortain from Clan William. Up it goes on the outside. Another brilliant contest on this side of the field. He's doing work out here as Wangashumi. He's won back 3 kickoffs in a row for WSU against some sizable opposition. Rumelo Nondonga. Is he held up off the ground? Still playing an advantage for a knock on to WSU, so they'll have the put into the scrum. A scrum which it will be.
He has been outstanding. The kick chase from the restart from Shumi. He's won the last 3.
14 and 13.
And it is a contestable phase with ball in air.
No, but they say let's carry on. Put your shoulder. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Steady.
Tebogo Madikwe to feed in the absence of Sakela and Geno. Tebogo Madikwe from Fort Beaufort. He claims that he has too much flair. Haven't been able to see that today.
Going straight to ground. It is slightly wet underfoot. There was heavy rainfall in the area earlier on. You can see how the field is churning up underfoot. Front rows need to get a little bit closer and maintain their body positions.
And now with 8 back in the scrum, they should have an even further advantage, WSU, but they just hold the scrum still, and the pass is an absolute stinker. Tackled well behind the advantage line is Nyembe. Can WSU turn defense into attack, or rather domination in the opposition's defense into their own attack? And now trapped behind the gain line, they're playing this game frantically, almost headlessly. Tackle called, the knees to ground, they must present. Without a scrum half, the passes continue to be a slight spray. And it's Mumushwa, scorer of the only try for WSU, who carries it again. Returning from the sin bin, it's Mankwe Mokoninyana. And he has had the ball ripped from his clutches. And WSU are back on it again. It's seesawing this battle is here in the final quarter of the match. But the Techies can feel very comfortable with their 22-point lead. WSU have a whole mountain of work to do, and it has to start right now. Mapuko! Well, he decided not to use his fleetness of foot, his speed on the outside. But WSU still have a chance. Spinning away is Nchukana. Nchukana for the corner! Foot into touch. Oh, yeah! Oh, no.
Time off.
You have to love this celebration. It's good support play by the flank forward. Nkukana. The handoff is in the face. This picture will tell you, yep, unfortunately, that foot is in touch.
Look
at the intensity.
The player didn't touch the touch line before he scored the try.
Intensity in the eyeballs.
Pumse, I've got clear evidence, so AR is correct. The player stepped on the touch line.
Okay. No try. Line out.
It's not only a good decision, it's the right decision.
Yes, sorry.
His right foot clearly stepping on the touchline.
Oh.
And he was guarding him. I feel if he'd straightened up there, he would still have made it. He was running too much of an arc. Anyway, back to the rugby. Becky Tambek, Libitole. Doing a BTEC in mechanical engineering, and he's in his 4th year. This guy is a brainiac. WSU in possession here. Failed line out from CPUT. Another chance presented to the boys from Buffalo City.
Get onside, yeah. Step onside, on the line, please.
Stepping in to scrum off again is Madikwe. Struggling to get to ground each time. There's a problem with their body carrying position, and they might just have to sacrifice again. They do manage to get to ground. Madikwe. Really struggling to come to terms with the pace of pass required from a scrum half. And working in again is Mihaly Nchukana. Nchukana does get to ground, but it's been ripped clean by Chad Fortain. And just as the crowd begins to rise, a forward pass from the Techies, who are squandering a number of opportunities in the second half in spite of their significant lead. These are mistakes in the game they will need to fix before what looks like a meeting against what should be, or could be rather, the Medivhas in Port Elizabeth. Let's not write off UKZN before their time, though. That match coming up at 7.
Definitely so. We can't count our chickens before they hatch. Rugby matches are not won on a piece of paper. It's about doing hard yards for 80 minutes on a rugby field. But if you look at the numbers, Medivhas will run into the match as clear favourites.
So clear. They've scored the most tries in the competition this year, completely unbeaten. Just to let you know that CPUT have cracked 103 tackles now. WSU are still stuck on 68 tackles. So they've forced this home side into more defence than they have had to perform themselves during this match. And in spite of that, they trail by 30 points to 8.
Point. Sit. Steady. Relax. Steady.
Still feeding the scrum is Tebogo Madihwe. This time the pass is closer to the bread basket, but it's not quite there, and Nyemba needed it right in his belly because he was planning on running into some strong shoulders.
Not first. Not first.
It has been the story of the second half for this WSU side. Slightly overrunning, timing not quite there from Ngema. But on the same token, Paul, you need to have soft hands, a little pop pass, timing of the pass, timing of the run. It's gone slightly wrong for the WSU side in the second half.
Keep it here.
Bind. Sit. Steady now. Steady. Steady, guys.
Can WSU power into the scrum? No, they cannot. Colin April breaks from the base. Madihwe forced to make the tackle, along with Chumani Mjaku. CPUT clear. There's nobody back here to field this kick for WSU should it stay in field, which it does not. A beautiful touch finder. Oh, there he is. Running the show once more. Ralton October. What a season he is having.
Lovely left-footed touch finder. Earns him some quality real estate here in Belleville.
Check numbers. WSU numbers. 4. Adjust. There, 4. Adjust. 4. Nice one.
Contest at the front of the line-out is magnificent from Xavier Myberg. And now they're on the front foot with Colin April. Very impressive number 8 here in the light blue colors of CPUT. October almost caught behind the gain line. Oh, the player was heading headfirst to ground. He did well to negotiate that, contort the body. Short ball off from Guditole. Nobody in position to play halfback, charging to get there, Chad Fortain. Oh, they are keen to score tries. Or CPUT, it's just not going to hand at the moment. And it's Amir Hendricks who sends the ball careening into touch.
Almost getting his hands through the tackle. Walatana needed to be slightly deep and running onto the ball at pace.
Kabi, just one of the first-year students in this side. Wow. Well, is that not the game in a nutshell for WSU? That look on the face, that sums it all up.
That picture told a story, not straight. But it's also because the defensive line-out structure of CPUT has put pressure on the person that's calling the line-outs where the ball should go, and the hooker. As soon as you know that people are jumping up and going in the air, it puts pressure on the opposition hooker.
They've got a first-year number 9, a first-year number 10, a first-year reserve hooker. That's WSU that I'm talking about. Very young team. In some ways, that's positive because they're building to next year, which is a promotion relegation year. And the WSU team manager tells me that they still believe that they can win next year, that they can get automatic promotion, or if not that, win the promotion and relegation game. That's in Nsika Mgijima.
And we know they came so close last year, the promo relegation game at Stellenbosch against the Central University of Technology from Bloemfontein. It went to the wire.
WSU led at halftime and they led after the 60th minute before letting it slip. Here comes CPUT, October, running onto the ball at pace. That one's put through for Andrews. Andrews chasing to the corner. What a wonderful kick. Enormous pressure on the defensive side. And was he forced to run it into touch?
That side, bind on the arm. Okay, send him in.
And CPUT have so much time at the moment. The quality of the possession has been exceptional in the second half, and varying tactics at the moment, Paul, which creates doubts in defensive structures. It's a good kick chase.
Going for the line, Amir Hendricks. They play this game at a breakneck speed. Do CPUT. Oh, the knock-on from the base, George Lee Erasmus. He'll be utterly gutted by that. With less than 4 minutes to play, WSU are behind their own line under a scrum advantage. Well, they'll have to run this 95 meters, and they'll be running for pride now, because we are approaching the final 5 minutes of this match, and minute by minute the home side have taken apart their visitors.
Well, the replacement scrum half, Darren Alexander, he's still shaking his head. He's really upset about that knock-on. It was an opportunity that probably has gone a begging. The crowd, the fans that rock, they're jubilant. Their team has ticked all the boxes, and they will be playing in the Varsity Shield Final 2019.
Remarkable. Remarkable stuff.
Steady now, steady.
Entered this competition in 2017. This is their third roll of the dice. Best finish 5th place, and here they are in the semis. And they are going through to the final. It's come back on the side of CPUT in a tight head. Chad Fortain around the corner. And here they are. It's Christopher Andrews.
Well, it all started from a power scrum. Must remind you, it was a WSU feed, turnover, change of angle. What makes the try? He stays on his feet, offloads in the tackle, and Christopher Andrews comes like a steam train.
Look at the smile on his face. Listen to the crowd. This means so much. These guys have finally got their rugby program together. They were watching the rest of the country party in varsity rugby for years and years. And then in 2017, they sorted themselves out. They got into the Varsity Shield, and they are thriving. This is a pleasure to watch. Belleville rugby is alive and well. UW's promoted to the Varsity Cup last season. And now CPUT looking like one of the contenders in the Varsity Shield. Relton October with a chance to add yet more points. What a talent this young man is. Started on a good line, drifted away from the post. Relton October fails to add the extras, 35 points to 8.
Turnover from the scrum, perfect scrum pressure and timing, the change of angle, and the offload in the tackle. The rest is history.
Looked like a set play move, but that was a run, as Vim mentioned, off a tight head scrum. This one launched high again. Can CPUT secure the kickoff? That will be encouraging, because they've been shelling them there on the far side. This time Xavier Myberg in position to sort that out. We've got less than 5 seconds to play. CPUT could end this one if they want to, but what they want to do is run the ball. And we will have this put into the scrum.
Well, as the shutters come down on this one, Varsity Shield semi-final number 1. CPUT hold their head up high. Their coach, Ricky Peterson, the team's motto is one team, one family. And that is what this has become.
It certainly shows, Vim. It certainly shows in the CPUT side. And now feeding the final scrum of the match. Has this one gone wrong for WSU again? It has. Sakela Ngeno is watching that one go away from him. Colin April on the break. What a ball on the inside that is. Asisipo Malotana hasn't seen too much action on the left wing. That pass mighty low from Darian Alexander, but they are still on the ball and breaking through. Chad Fortain. Fortain with the offload. Here they come on the outside again. Oh!